Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. Former CDC Director Robert Redfield has accused U.S. and British intelligence agencies of covering up the possibility of lab leak in China to protect spies embedded in Chinese laboratories. Redfield asserts that COVID-19 likely resulted from scientists being infected during high-risk experiments to increase bat viruses' infectivity at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. He believes Dr. Anthony Fauci, along with other key figures, pushed the now discredited natural transmission theory to hide their support for controversial gain-of-function research. Redfield's claims suggest that the U.S. and China share responsibility for the pandemic, with evidence backing the lab leak theory and a lack of proof of natural spillover. Van Jones, a former Obama advisor and current CNN contributor, recently acknowledged the significant struggles facing the Democratic Party. Speaking on CNN, he described the situation as a nightmare and admitted that the party is, quote, screwed. Jones is highlighted the party's two main issues: defending an unpopular status quo out of fear of Donald Trump and alienating many people by labeling them with derogatory terms. I mean, he's a little late behind the eight ball, but we've been saying these things. We've been telling Democrats this will be their own destruction. But he criticized the party's strategy, noting that it is failing to resonate with the electorate. Jones's comments reflect a growing recognition of the challenges the Democrats face in regaining public support. A new study has revealed that the Biden administration spent over $1 trillion, with the T, $1 trillion taxpayer dollars on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The study, conducted by the Functional Government Initiative and the Center for Renewing America, identified 460 programs across 24 government agencies that diverted resources to DEI efforts. So instead of feeding the homeless, helping our veterans, they're putting money into so-called DEI initiatives. But these initiatives included integrating environmental and economic justice tools into Defense Department training, instilling equity as the foundation of emergency management at FEMA, and embedding equity in a sustainable manner at the Labor Department. The study aims to serve as a resource for the Trump administration to identify and eliminate DEI practices. Critics argue that DEI incentivizes prioritize inclusion over merit and have led to wasteful spending. The findings have sparked debate over the role of DEI in government and its impact on taxpayer money. President Trump signed an executive order that revokes government contracts and security clearances for the law firm of Perkins Coie, which I talked about in a previous video, citing their involvement in opposing voter ID laws and the creation of the Steele dossier. But now another law firm, Covington and Burling, also faced similar actions due to its work with former special counsel Jack Smith. These moves have unsettled the legal community, with some expressing outrage privately but hesitant to voice concerns publicly. The order underscores a broader effort to address perceived political biases in these firms, highlighting their past roles in significant political and legal controversies. Elon Musk announced that X has been hit by a massive cyber attack, which he suspects could be the work of a coordinated group or a foreign country. Users worldwide have reported issues with the app and website since early morning, with people unable to log in or load posts. Musk's statement came in response to a post suggesting that the downtime might be an attack on X. This incident follows recent protests and attacks on Tesla stores, as well as vandalism against Tesla vehicles and charging stations. Just utter ridiculousness. This is what happens when the left is upset that they lose. But Musk has previously blamed platform issues on shadowy criminals, citing a high probability of DDoS attacks during significant events. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, and she's a ex-CIA, well, who's really ex-CIA? So she's an ex-spook, acknowledged that the Democratic Party is struggling with leadership and strategy following the defeat to Trump. Slotkin, who delivered the party's response to Trump's address to Congress, admitted that Democrats have been on their heels since the election. She emphasized the need for clear leadership and a strategy to counter Trump's success, and acknowledged the party's lack of confidence. Slotkin also noted that new voices within the party are pushing for more action and a plan to address critical issues. The overall sentiment highlights the internal challenges faced by the Democratic Party in regaining its footing. Secretary Marco Rubio and Elon Musk of the Department of Government Efficiency have announced the cancellation of 83% of USAID programs after a 6-week review. Rubio stated that the 5,200 canceled contracts had spent tens of billions of dollars in ways that did not serve or even harmed the core national interests of the United States. Moving forward, the remaining 18% of programs will be administered more effectively under the State Department in consultation with Congress. Rubio thanked DOGE and the State Department staff for their hard work in achieving this historic reform. The changes have received broad approval from Americans, despite some opposition from leftist judges and foreigners who previously benefited from the aid. Most Americans are all for this. Economist and former Bank of England Governor Mark Carney has been elected to succeed Justin Trudeau as leader of Canada's Liberal Party and the next prime minister. Carney quickly took a jab at President Donald Trump, asserting that Canada will never be part of America and expressing confidence in Canada's ability to win trade disputes, much like in hockey. His inauguration is imminent, and he may call for federal elections soon after taking office. Carney's win comes amid escalating U.S.-Canada tensions, with both nations implementing tariffs. Some Canadians, like Toby Lute, co-founder of Shopify, support Trump's tariff policies, while others criticize the impact on small businesses and bilateral trade. Washington State has passed a new law requiring prospective gun owners to obtain a permit before purchasing a firearm. Ridiculousness. Where in the Constitution it says I need a permit to own a weapon to defend myself and my family? But the law mandates that residents complete a firearm safety training course and undergo enhanced background checks through the Washington State Patrol's firearm background check program. Firearm dealers must maintain detailed records of all firearm transfers and report permit and licensing information to state authorities. The bill passed the House with a vote of 58 to 38 and is now headed to the Senate. Critics argue that the law violates due process rights, privacy rights, and the right to self-defense, while supporters believe it will help reduce gun violence and suicides. Well, we have tons of studies to show that it does not reduce any of those things. Texas Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett recently claimed that entering the U.S. illegally is a civil violation, not a crime. How did she come up with this nonsense? Her statement sparked a blunt response from Tom Homan, the border czar under Trump, who emphasized that it is a criminal violation under Title 8 United States Code 1325. Homan criticized Crockett for her lack of understanding of the law and highlighted that entering the country illegally is indeed a crime and repeated offenses being felonies. Crockett also described President Trump as an enemy of the U.S. and sided with Canadian leaders who condemned Trump's tariffs. So who is really the enemy? He is actually trying to help the United States while you are talking trash about the United States, siding with another country. So who is the real enemy of the U.S.? But despite her criticisms, a recent CNN poll found that a majority of respondents support Trump's proposed policies and immigration measures. Lastly, the Texas House is set to pass a universal school choice bill, with 75 Republican co-authors already supporting it. The bill allows families to use taxpayer-funded education dollars for the school that best meets their needs, including $2,000 per year for homeschool families. The Texas Senate passed a similar bill in February, and Governor Greg Abbott has expressed strong support. The initiative is expected to benefit around 100,000 students in its first year, making it the largest day one school choice program in U.S. history. I love it. Y'all know I'm all for school choice. The push for school choice gained momentum after many Republican incumbents who opposed it lost their seats in the 2024 primary elections. That's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.